welcome back to yet another video. This time it's technically episode 3 or round 3 of the Rugby Championship. We had a week off last week, mainly probably because teams in the Championship are quite widespread. So Australia had to get all the way over to Argentina, jet lag, that sort of stuff. But now we are back. Pretty exciting round of fixtures, if I'm honest. We've got a rerun of the World Cup final with South Africa and New Zealand. It is also in South Africa, so does that give them the upper hand? Are New Zealand underdogs? You would probably say so, given South Africa's position in the world at the moment. And then you've got Argentina versus Australia, which could be a really good game. We'll have a look at my team later on, but I have leaned towards one team over the other in this fixture. Just mainly because, well, one, I'm backing them, but maybe a slight track record. We'll have to see. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win and any score predictions as well. And also, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel for more fantasy rugby content. But before we get into my team, let's remind ourselves of the JG Rugby League. Seems as though, as you can see on the right hand side, that the more tries that your team gets, the better you do. And is that then ploying to back 3 players? Are they the best picks? Who knows? But Jack Reynolds is at the top, shortly followed by Kramer, Wombat, and then Wacky down in 4th. I'm down in 13th, pretty unlucky for some, but hoping to get up the rankings, obviously. But interesting point on the tries. Jack Reynolds, 11 tries in his team, whereas me, only 6. That might be where I'm going wrong. So, without further ado, let's get in to Superbru and have a look at my team. So, as per usual, we'll start in the front row. And on the bench, I'll start first. I've gone Alan Alatoa, probably because he started the last few games, actually as captain as well. But he's on the bench, kept in there, you only got 6 transfers. And I've also brought in Cody Taylor, mainly because he's probably more nailed on than, say, Umbanambi and Marks. That pairing seemed to switch quite often. But in the starting team, I have gone for Angus Ball, who I've brought in fresh this week. Did choose him over Taniela Tupou, probably just because he's going to get more game time. And still a really good ball carrier, if not one of the best in that forward pack. I've then kept Gajo and actually brought in Montoya because I think Argentina at home to Australia, probably the weakest team in the Rugby Championship so far. I think the way Argentina like to play, Montoya will do a pretty decent job, to be honest. Then in the second row, as I said, I have got Moray on the bench. He isn't playing, I think he's injured, but only 6 transfers, so unfortunately he's just going to have to stick on the bench. But I have gone with Salakai Lotto, who's actually performed really well for Australia. And I would imagine they're going to have a maybe decent performance against Argentina compared to 2 games against South Africa. And then I've gone with Tupou as well, who actually performed pretty well, and he was on my bench last time out against Australia. So hoping he just gets a fair few tackles, wins some lineouts against maybe a shaky South Africa pack. I know it's tough to say, but they've got Steph Dutoy in the second row, who is no slouch, of course, but will that be causing a problem? On the back row, I've gone for the quite assured 3 back rowers that I've gone for in the past. Ardi Savea, can't be knocked, one of the best players in World Rugby. Rob Valentini as well, I have kept him in just for a good fixture against Argentina. And again, like Angus Ball, one of their best carriers. And maybe a shock, I have captained Juan Martin Gonzalez as well. A home against Australia, their first home match of the Rugby Championship, after a really good shock win against New Zealand. I think they want to going to put a marker down. And Gonzalez, I am hoping for a try, but he just does get through a lot of work and stays on for 80 minutes. I've also got Elric Lowe on the bench, but I imagine all three of these are going to play and hopefully smash it. In the halfbacks, I have switched these slightly. So as you can see, Vandenberg on the bench, just had him in from last week, and then I have got Damien McKenzie. Have switched him out for Santi Carreras. This is probably a bold move, but reason for it, Argentina just have a better fixture. So I'm hoping he's just going to get more points, but it could totally reverse on his head because South Africa versus New Zealand could just turn into a points fest, as in points are just needed. So therefore the kickers will be even more important. I'm hoping Argentina smash it. Damien McKenzie doesn't get as many points, but we never know. And I've also brought in Cobus Reinach. At home, South Africa, I feel they'll do a job. But scrum halves haven't really been performing for me so far. In the centres, I have remained with Geordie Barrett. He's my backup kicker. And also Sinti. So Sinti, I think, will perform really well. He plays 13 and gets on the outside channel quite a lot, so I'm pretty confident in him. Barrett had a really good performance last time out, but the first week when they lost, he didn't score many points, so I am quite cautious. Hunter Paisami on the bench, obviously not playing, but transfer reasons. And then in the back three, you'll see I actually do have Cheslin Kolbe on the bench. Now, again, a bit like DMAC, this is definitely a ropey pick. I have brought in Kurtley Arnser. I feel in these types of games he just does score more points and is likely to score more tries than Kolbe, it seems, over the past year. Jordan remains, but maybe the shock, Matthew Carreras is in the side ahead of Kolbe. Again, it's just purely based on fixtures. He is starting, and being in Argentina, I just hope they want to move the ball around and get Carreras on the ball, because he is definitely dangerous. Let me know if you think I'm a bit wild by not having Kolbe and DMAC in the starting team. So that is my starting team. I think, like I said, it's a solid team. I've brought in more Argentinian players. I only have 2 South African players, which that might be a bit of a sticking point. But let me know down in the comments. I'm obviously favouring the Argentina game just because I am expecting more points in that game. Expect the South Africa-New Zealand game just to be maybe not a stalemate, but quite cagey, especially this first week. So we'll have to see. Am I being silly for backing Argentina? Well, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what you guys are going to do as well. But as always, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Good luck in the round, and I'll see you all in the next one.